Learning English. Instructions in English. Target audience. UKG to 7th students and their parents, but anyone can watch to learn. This video contains explanation about language learning process, details about language skills and order, instructions to find free online resources for listening, instructions to find online free books for reading, instructions on how to practice writing.
Hi parents and students, I hope you're all staying home and staying safe. I didn't want to come to face you without proper planning and without preparing purposeful tasks and activities for your kids.
Question is, what should I do with my kids in this COVID lockdown? This might be the question every parent has.
I had a different question. How should I improve English language skills of the teachers and students? I spent nearly 2 months with students and teachers before lockdown. My observation is that most of the kids, even teachers, have issues expressing their ideas in English language. Their problem is not with subjects like mathematics or science or social. Issue is with the language. That's why I started thinking about a foundational course for all students and teachers in summer holidays. But COVID has given us opportunity early. I am already working with teachers for last 2 weeks. All teachers are working from home and taking the training. This 18 minutes video is for UKG to 7th students in current academic year. So, let's see what your kids could do in these holidays. Whatever I am going to show and tell you now or generally requires guided instructions. But we can do without a teacher also. How? I will tell you. To understand the activities we are giving to the children, first, parents need to understand the language skills and their order of learning, because parents may need to help the kids in the absence of a teacher. I will show you the skills and the order in which a human brain learns a language.
Let us learn how language learning process happens in a human brain. This is the human brain. We give language inputs to the brain, and brain processes it based on the previous learnings, whatever the brain hears and whatever it has seen. Based on that, brain processes and gives out as language output. How we give inputs? One is through ears, that is, we listen through ears. And other one is through eyes, we see through eyes. So these two are the inputs which we give to our brain. And then what are the outputs? We speak through our mouth and we write with our hands. We can do better speaking and better writing only when we have proper inputs in the form of listening and reading. Now let's see language skills. The first language skill is listening. This is a receptive language through which we give inputs to our brain. So without listening, we cannot speak properly. So this is the main reason why most of the second language learners like us, Telugu speaking or Tamil speaking, or most of the Indians have the problem speaking because we do not listen much. Second language skill is speaking. When we listen, we speak. This is a productive skill. And third language skill in the order is reading. This is also another receptive skill through which we give inputs to the brain, like vocabulary. We read different texts, books, so that we understand the structures and the words. So this gives a lot of inputs to the brain. And the last one in the language skill is written. This is a productive language. The most of the parents in India, particularly in rural areas, we have issues with writing. Students cannot write properly. This is all because we are not providing proper receptive skills, that is listening and reading. So now parents, I think you understand why the order of language skills is very important when you learn a language. That is LSRW is the sequence.
To improve and to learn our English language skills like listening, reading, writing, we will be using StoryWaver.org.in this video. Also, I will tell you why we are using this site.
I will be using StoryWaver.org.in throughout our next instructions. What to listen, how to listen, where to read, what kind of books we need to use. So why I'm using storywaver.com, sorry, .org.in. StoryWaver is a non-profit organization with an aim to give language skills, particularly English language skills, to all the Indians. And there are thousands of free online books. And the stories are with Indian context. Now, we'll see how our students need to listen. We'll be using storywaver.org.in, eslys.com/children. We'll see how to find read-along books and practice listening. Now I'm opening www.storywaver.org.in. So I'm using Chrome browser. If you want, you can use Explorer or Firefox. So we'll go to this tab. In read, there is something called read along. Read along means read along with me. So I'm clicking on read along. And you see there are About 248 books are there. So I will select English language, that is our focus. So there are about 92 books are there, stories. So if you see here, there are level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Usually I suggest all our students to start with level 1, whatever the class you are in, because you're going to learn better if you listen. So level 1 is like less number of words in the story. Level 2 is about 600 words. Level 3 is 1500 words. Level 4 is 1500 words, more than 1500 words. But read along books are not available much in level 4. Many books are available in level 1 and level 2, and very few in level 3. There are no books at all in level 4. So let's see level 1. So there are about 45. If you see level 2, there are about 92. If you see level 3, about only 2. But for example, we'll see level 1, and I'm choosing a story, Smile Please. So if you open this, you have something called read along. So this is the button we need to click to listen. If you want to just read as a book, click the read story. But we want to practice listen, so we are clicking on read along.
Smile Please, written by Sanjeev Jaiswal Sanjay, illustrated by Ajit Narayan, translated by Manisha Chaudhary, published by Pratham Books. A fawn was racing in the forest. He was ahead of the rabbit.
Like this, you can read all the pages until the last page, and once you reach last page, you can close the book. And if you want more stories, I have something called ashleys.com. In this, there are 125 small stories. So here I am opening the first one to show as an example, and here you can click the play button to hear the voice, and here you have the description. If you want, you can read along. So let's see the play button.
Fred had a red rubber ball. He kicked the ball. It flew through the air. He picked it up. He threw it against a wall. The ball came back to Fred. He kicked it with his foot again.
So this is how you can practice listening. For reading, we are again going to use www.storyriver.org.in. We'll open read. There are about 19,000 books, and in this we will filter with English, There are 4,300 English books are there, and in this you can select with different levels. I suggest to go with level 1. Any student could start with level 1 to start with, and level 2, level 3, level 4, like that. I suggest every student to go through these levels. And based on the categories, you can choose based on your interest, like if you like adventure, mystery, or animal stories, or biographies, family and friends, fiction, fantasy, folk tales, myths, funny books, history. So like this, there are different categories of books are there. To start with, how you can read. Same like how we saw the listening. Similarly, we need to select a book, click on the book. Here you have so many options. Read a story or read along. If there is a voice option, that is author is reading, then you will be having read along. Not every book will have read along. And you have option to download as well if you want to read offline, a PDF format. Otherwise, you can straight away read online. This is King. The fat king has a thin dog. The fat king and his thin dog go for a walk. The dog sees a bird. The dog runs after the bird. Like this, you can read all the pages, and once you finish, you can select whether is it okay, or you liked it, loved it, and you can submit. Or if you do not want, or you can go to next story. I liked it, so I'm submitting. So if you want to pick a next story, you can pick, or else you can close this. So once we listened and we read the book, so what next? Let's see. What to do after reading a book? Maintain a book for this activity and write the following in that notebook. Date, book or story name, genre, type of the story, example fiction or real or biography or funny story or something like that. Setup, where the story is happening or taking place. Like a story is taking place in a village or a city or a forest or in a home. This is very important. Main characters of the story. Example, fat king, dog. Summary of the story. Write what you think about the story in your own words. Yes, on your own. I request all the parents to make sure when your child is learning, ask them to see, observe for where it is happening, what are all the main characters, and ask them to write on their own what they think about the story. And finally, they can identify new words they or the children come across. and find the meanings of the new words. That's all.
Tell your kids to follow the instructions given in this video and do the task up to 1 to 2 hours daily. If you have any questions, please contact us. Please call or message only on the given number in the specified time only.
Finally, contact only on 955 3788 308 if you have any questions. Call 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. only. If you have any questions, send WhatsApp or SMS message with question name of the student and class. Thank you. Your Mind Blossom School.